What's up, everyone? This is 2002 BMW 530i with a 3.0 straight 6. You can probably see the exhaust down there getting ready to go up. Yes, I painted it. Why? Because I had the paint. It protects it. Why not? Anyways, this puppy came in and it was a leaker. So we did the rear main seal. And after putting the rear main seal up and starting it up, I noticed that it still had a leak. It was so wet before that I just assumed it was the rear main seal, and that was it. But once I got down to the nitty gritty of it, I realized, sorry, trying to get on the floor here, that my problem was the oil pan itself. So if you're gonna do it right or don't do it at all, right, guys? So went ahead and dropped the subframe. You can probably see it a little better from over here. There's the subframe. Drop down out of the way, you can see. And it gives you access to the oil pan. The dipstick tube had to come out of the way. And it takes a seal with the O-ring. We're probably going to gook that up again just to be safe. Here's what's left of the old oil pan and gasket. It has a rubber lining along the inside, and yes, it is aluminum, and this one was snapped off in the corner there. It actually came out like that, and that's where it was leaking from both of those corners. I happen to have a can of gray ultra high heat paint laying around, so I said, why not paint it and make it look nice. This car is gonna go up for sale sooner or later, and people won't believe that you did it unless they see it painted. So she looks good. You can see the subframe completely separated. We're just held up by the struts, and this transmission was out, completely out, to do the rear main seal that I showed you guys. And got everything cleaned up. She's no longer a leaker. Nobody likes having a BMW that marks its territory everywhere it goes. These bolts were the hardest to get to on this side, especially the ones under the motor mount there, and the one up in the corner there. For a second I thought I was going to have to remove the power steering pump because this bracket was getting in my way from the pan coming out once it was unbolted and out. But you can see what I did. First of all, I got the car up on 6-ton, I believe they are, from Harbor Freight, or 12 tons. No, the backs are 6-ton. and the front are 12 ton. And I got it up pretty high. What's that, like 3 clicks? 3-4 clicks? I had to use 2 jacks. I got the Craftsman 4-ton low profile, and it wasn't tall enough, so we put some wood on here and got underneath the AC tensioner to get it up high enough to give me that clearance from the rack and pinion and the bottom of the oil pan, so it slides out, being pulled out through the transmission side. Obviously it doesn't come out this way because of the lower sump over there on the other side. Yes, I inspected the oil pump and the chain, and even took the lower cover off and took a look at the cylinder walls and pistons, and everything was looking good. Went ahead, and that blue you see underneath there is the oil filter housing bracket where it bolts to the side of the engine block, and that was leaking also from the O-ring. So was the power steering pump, so we went ahead and replaced the power steering pump. I'll probably go ahead and tackle those motor mounts while I got it here, just for a little extra stiffness. And the rack and pinion is not in the budget, but we will put new dust boots and inner and outer tie rods on it. 2 jacks, 2 low profile jacks is what I used. Came in handy. Got one there with the longer neck, 2-ton, and then another low profile 4-ton. In between both of those and the jack stands, yeah, these are 12-ton heavy duty, and these are 6. And the 6 obviously had to come up higher, but the vehicle is level. And that's going to be important because I'm getting ready to drop the transmission pan on it and make sure I got fresh fluid in that, since I'm already into it this deep. On this one I actually removed the intake and installed a oil catch can. It has a sight glass and a drain port out the bottom. A rubber strap goes in for support. Right now I got it out, and then it's gonna sit in here, and I got one hose running to the valve cover. I got a bigger diameter hose going in over there, and then a smaller one coming in over here, so I use that T adapter fitting right there. And then from this side we're gonna run from over here to the back of the intake over there. I'll do a separate video and show y'all, but I capped off the top here of the intake because there's no more positive crank PCV valve diaphragm under there. So we've eliminated that, and obviously when I had it apart we did the radiator, thermostat, all of that. I got a couple hoses still we're gonna address on top of the engine here that needed to be replaced. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is the oil pan gig on a 530i. Oh, subframe bolts. I forgot to show you those. They're simple. There's one there coming off the front, and the other one hides up there, and then you got your one on the back, and it's the same on the other side. Oh, and I did take the rack and pinion bolt, long bolt on the rack and pinion itself, and that's really all I got left to do. Put the subframe back up But I wanted to show you guys the clearance issues. So there's the bolt hole in the chassis for the subframe. There's the other one. And the third one in the back. So I wanted to show you guys while I had it apart just how much clearance you get when you drop it. I'll give you an idea over there. See, you got the sway bar link I'm pushing on. And there's the bottom of the motor mount, completely disconnected. Well, this would be a beautiful time to do the headers, but this one's probably going to go up for sale. We did replace those oxygen sensors, so we'll leave the headers, stock headers up. Okay, the transmission, since I'm down here on the floor, that's where you fill it from, on the side of the transmission, and I'm looking here at the driver's side, and there is your drain. So we'll drain that. And I like these because unlike the E60s, the E39s have the metal pans, the metal transmission pans. The E60s switched to plastic, and I believe that the inside, the filter is part of the pan itself, and it's a plastic pan. This one has a separate filter from the pan, which I bought. Triangle Auto Parts here, Winter Park, Florida. Shout out to those guys for always taking care of me. As the sticker says, you want it to be between the temperature of 50 Celsius to 122. When you check it in, you want the car to be level, completely level. So pretty much you're gonna drain there. Drain there at the drain bolt. It's a hex. Looks like a hex. It's just dirty. Got some oil in there. And that'll come out. That's your drain. Once it's drained, take all your other little hex all the way out, all the way around. And get over here on the side where you can see them all. There you go. So you'll take all those out. Pan will pop down. And at that time your filter will be exposed, and once the filter is exposed, I gotta put the cooler lines back in over there, but yeah, once the filter is exposed, replace your filter, put your new gasket back up. They say no silicone, but I don't trust them, so I always silicone it. I just don't gook it too much, because if you gook it too heavy, it'll pancake towards the inside and end up breaking off and floating around in the fluid and cause some damage. Anyways, a little bit light coat of transmission ATV sealant, and that nut right there you would pop off. Top it off with a hand pump. Pump it in. If you don't have a hand pump, they're pretty cheap at the auto parts store. And just pump it until it starts pouring out of there, out of that same fill hole. By then you got the new pan and new filter and drain bolt and everything on the bottom all buttoned up, and you're just pumping up here. And when it starts draining out of there, you put the plug hole back in real quick, start it up, let it run, and I wouldn't shift through the gears or nothing, just let it run, and check the temperature with I use an infrared temp gun, or you can use the temp reader on your scanner, either or. And when you get to those temperatures, which I like how it has it on the sticker right there, when you're about 120, you want to pull that plug again, and if some still pours out, you're good. But I doubt that'll be the case. Nothing will pour out because it would have sucked in the fluid that you poured in. And at that point, you'll go ahead and pump it up some more until it pours out again. Plug it up, and that's it. And as long as the vehicle's up and it's level, you're taken care of there. So, let me get out of here. And so that's pretty much it. I'll have a video once she's up and running on the road for the first time. I'm looking forward to it. I buffed out the headlights. This one's got a little lip kit on it. So she's gonna be nice when she's done and out of here. And she's not gonna be a leaker or have PCV oil problems that create leaks from the positive crank valve getting clogged up. And I'll enjoy her for a little bit and find it a good home. I'm gonna probably go ahead and do the brakes while I got it up in the air. And I guess I'll do another little video on the transmission again, just to run through it in more detail when I'm doing it. And that's about it. That's all I got to share with y'all for today. So anybody that's got an oil leak from the rear main seal, or from the oil pan gasket itself, that's what you got to do. Oh, and while I'm over here, let me show you what I plan to use on the transmission. Red RTV. Sell it at most of your auto parts stores. And the exhaust donuts are right here. I just kind of cleaned them up lightly. I'm going to use some of that same red RTV and gook it up and put that back up there. That I do lay on a little thicker on the exhaust just to make sure I don't have any leaks. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to finish peeling the tin off so it can be retinted. And looking forward to driving this one, guys. No leaks, no issues. Anyways, hope this was helpful to somebody out there considering doing the rear main seal or oil pan gasket on their own. It's a pretty expensive job, and I'm all about saving anywhere I can. I would say it's like a B-level technician job. You don't have to be an A-level, a master tech, but I wouldn't attempt it if I was like a C-level technician where I'm comfortable doing oil changes and brake jobs, but not comfortable getting into heavy stuff. Definitely get a friend that's a B-level technician, or somebody to help you if you are not, because dropping the subframe on your own as a one-man job is not fun. Been there, done that. Is it doable? Yes, it is. It's just easier and smoother of a job when you got an extra pair of hands around, especially if those hands are knowledgeable. Anyways, thanks again for your time, guys. Like, subscribe, share if you found value in this. God bless you. Have a good one.